Move over from where?
From the saved queue into the show queue, the stories. But hey, everybody, we're here again, alive still. Bringing the communities of all finance into DeFi. So help us.
I'm kind of tired of this French cafe.
Yeah, it gets kind of.
How about this?
Passe after a while.
You like my living room? I'll do my living room. Hold on, let me see.
Everybody's got that one though.
We all bought the same house in the same neighborhood.
That's right, man.
There you go.
Scaling.
Oh, hey, there's my parents' front yard. Let's do that.
I like that. That's good.
That's good. Live from Macon, Georgia.
Just kidding. Come on, guys. I'm kidding. I know that's.
I love that. I don't know if most of our listeners will get that reference.
Well, you know, if you want to get it, just go classic movie.
Awesome.
Shocking when it came out.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds, John Voight. Who was Piggy? The actor? I mean, it's a big guy. It's there's like 3 or 4 top tier actors in this movie. Deliverance.
Awesome flick.
Which is you know, the basic thing is they dam up a river and kind of what I'd just call old Appalachia. And it's just the intersection of, say, Atlanta city boys, you know, good old boys themselves, with country folk and what happens in that situation. So done in the early 70s, definitely. It was a huge hit when it came out. So, and it's got a little bit of delightfully twisted stuff in it.
Which is the least.
Which is always a thumbs up in my book.
Especially for its time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ned Beatty.
There we go. Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty.
Stewie. I don't want to give any like plot things away, so I'll stop there.
Oh, I'm not stopping there, Joe.
The squealing pig analogy?
I'm not stopping there. I am. Hold on 1 second while we.
Oh, you're pulling it up.
I'm pulling that up.
Let's make sure we're not relaying any porn or anything. Right?
Close to it.
Squeal.
Okay. That's enough.
Yeah.
Woo!
Otherwise known as.
Well, we've started off 2 shows in a row. Yesterday with the New Yorkers screaming at Cruz. Today, Deliverance squeal like a pig. It's ratings week.
Yeah, everybody in our age group, you know, the 30 to 35, will get that reference. Oh, Shizzy says it's a black screen. Nobody can see anything.
What?
I can see everything, and I got 2 hooked up.
That's messed up. Oh, bummer. Al, I don't think I'll try it again. Maybe there's something with.
Oh, you just couldn't see the Deliverance clip. Okay.
That's what I mean. But it's so weird. I could see it. Let me.
I saw it too.
I'm gonna try something here real quick. Let me load it up.
Oh, really? You're just gonna reinforce that one for everybody and just stuff it back in our faces?
All right, I'm gonna play it now and see if it shows up in the Twitter feed. Let me see.
Squeal.
Nah, it's just you and me. Oh, there it goes. Now you can see it. There was a big lag.
Euphorics. Well, you know, sometimes I feel like that, you know, after taking a beating in the market. Shit.
Oh my God. Shizzy just subjected everybody to double Deliverance. Double squeal.
Yeah. I guess, what was that movie rated? It must have been rated R, because that was like even before the NC-17 stuff, you know.
Shit, back then, that was probably close to getting an X.
Yeah, like what were I remember Clockwork Orange got the X rating. And
Clockwork Orange. That was X?
It was rated X, yeah. Because there was a difference between like X and porn, basically. You know. But yeah, that was an X.
Triple X was porn.
Yeah. And there was another one that got an X that was one of those, like, was it Hair or something like that? One of those like Broadway musical adaptations that had nudity. I think that might have gotten.
Did Jesus Christ Superstar have nudity?
I don't know, but Life of Brian did.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Woo!
But anyhow.
Alrighty.
So what's going on in the world of DeFi today, Brad?
Well,
I know you've been out scouring for opportunities for us.
I've been tearing it up a little bit today. I decided to go after Mr. Hoskinson over at Cardano this morning. I just felt the urge.
Yeah, I gotta say, dude, I wasn't surprised by that because after your little brief romance with him a few shows ago, then I saw you going back at him again, and I was like, all right, that's the Brad.
I have no love for that man. So, like, you know, I happened to pull up the DeFi Llama. What the fuck? This is the DeFi Llama show. That dude, you need to sponsor us, dude. Seriously. I mean, at this point.
Wait, who's their biggest competitor?
Half our show is DeFi Llama. Nobody can come close in features. That's what sucks. It's just shit.
Dude, you guys are screwing us, DeFi Llama. You're just too good.
But I didn't realize that Canto had passed Cardano because I wasn't keeping up. Not only did they pass them, they're up 30 million and 1/100th of a million from passing EOS.
Wow.
Yeah, that's big shit. So I tweeted, hey, that's embarrassing, Charles. Cardano, 7 years, 63.5 million TVL. Canto, 3 months, 97.3 million TVL. When your massive community won't invest in your DeFi protocols after 7 years, what's the point? People investing in the Canto ethos. You know, it's just like, and all I'm trying to do here is I was hoping the Cardano army would come after me because,
yeah,
you know, if you could peel off a couple of percentage points of those folks who are fed up and done with nothing happening over there, you know, drive up that Canto. Well, look, and, you know, look at this, you know, bear market.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of pissed I missed that one. You got to tell me more directly, buddy.
I don't know how many fucking times I have to shill this thing in our show to tell you. Oh, fuck, dude.
No, I like it because
do your own research. This is not financial advice. I hold a tiny amount of Canto. I love the project. I love the people. I'm having a blast in the Discord with everybody over there. Lots of cool shit being built. The hackathon just ended. Some really cool projects coming out of that. So,
yeah, I should disclose too. I'm staking some there as well.
Yes.
But you know what I like about this? It's part of our like never-ending search for new product. And so you look at like the Shardiums, the ZK Syncs, all this stuff we talk about in the other areas. This is one that was, you know, has got a good shot at building a solid community that seems to me is going to be purely within the crypto ethos.
Yeah.
As far as decentralized public infrastructure.
Yep.
You know, trust the math, all that kind of stuff. So I like this.
Yeah. Y2R, the auto compounder, won one of the categories, I think, yesterday in the hackathon. So I'm going to start dumping little tiny bits in there. I put 22 Canto in there yesterday. Canto Note LP, sorry, in there. But, you know, they're auto compounding at 3,457%, right? So they're doing these auto compounds all day for you instead of doing it manually like I normally do. So I'm going to put a little bit in there every day and just fuck with it and see how it does. You know, this is not an audited project. It's y2r.finance. The folks seemed pretty cool on the hackathon demo day, but, you know, could be a total rug. So just going to just fuck around with it a little bit, see how much I get out of it and just have some fun. So,
yeah, you know, I was, you know, seeing some speculation in one of those airdrop threads and I got confused because people were talking about potential airdrop in Canto. And I thought that happened at the beginning.
That's already done. Yeah, that was done after Canto Settlers is what they called everybody that did the test net. So if you went in, you tested, you actually, you know, took part in actions, LPing, staking, lending, blah, blah, blah on the test net, then you got some number of coins. Sadly, I was an idiot and I created a new wallet for it. And they based the quantities not only on your activities on testnet, but on the age of the wallet and previous activity of the wallet. If I'd used one of my other two wallets, I would have gotten a much bigger fucking dump of the airdrop. But it is what it is. So
see, that's the kind of alpha we're looking for on the show.
Yeah, I didn't know about it till after, so I couldn't really
I
help
know. No,
anybody.
I feel like I missed some too. Like, I kind of just got to the Aptos scene a little bit too late. And, like the ARB one, I think I'm in good, Arbitrum, I think I'm in good shape. But, you have to get in and do stuff early. I mean, that's why, when we get these
you want me to give
sharking
you
guys,
one early?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So I got this little alert in Telegram today that Binance was listing this chain called Clover.
Okay.
Never heard of it, right? So where did I go first, Joe?
DeFi Llama.
Look at that TVL, $23,850. Why the fuck is Binance US is the first question. Why is Binance US listing it? Well, they had 3 million in volume in the last 24 hours. So they have some volume capabilities going on centralized exchanges. But in DeFi, there's only 23,850 going there, and there's only three projects launched. An AMM, and I don't know, lending, and a yield aggregator. So this might be an early one. This is, let me pull up their website.
Clover.
Very technical pitch, interoperable solution, substrate-based specialized layer one chain that is EVM compatible with game-changing cross-chain features. I believe it is a parachain on Polkadot, or makes in some way leverages Polkadot to get the cross-chain capabilities. Haven't dug deep enough in it to know for sure, but 4,867 transactions per second. There's been 19 million transactions total on it. They redistribute as default, similar to Canto. They're redistributing gas fees to projects. So you put a project on, you're getting a chunk of the gas fees. Relayers cover gas fees using the same token as the intended transaction, so that you don't have to have the gas token to do transactions. It is EVM compatible. Anyway, the good news is it actually looks pretty decent. I mean, like I said, it's down. It's been out since where is it? May of 2021.
Well, their management team's completely doxed on CoinMarketCap.
Nice.
The founders. So you've got, I don't know these people. See if any of these sound familiar to you. Vivin Kirby, Narelle, the NG, it's Vietnamese, and Barak Kechelli, like a C with a little, Burak, KEC with the upside down ampersand thing, ELI.
Big investors too. Polychain, Wobi, Alameda, BitHum, Bitcoin.com, CMS, Gate.io. That's where they're getting their volume, is from Binance and Gate.io. But
dude, I mean, you hit the thing first when you said, why is Binance doing this for a 32,000 TVL,
23,000,
23,000 TVL project, and then you told everybody why.
Right.
So that's good. Now look, there's a billion token total supply, about 442 million are out. So you're not going to get really crushed there on emissions or distribution. The price looks like 8.37 cents. I don't know. You're right, man. This is something to look at.
Yeah, you just gotta keep your eyes open. Here, let's check out their website. This is the Huckleberry, which did 285,000 total value locked right now. So I have no idea if they're doing airdrops. I have no idea what's going on there. Yeah. But it can't hurt to.
The thing is, when I see something
Huckleberry's
like
on Moon River and Clover.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Moon River comes up a lot too in some channels that I'm in. I mean, I missed it when everybody was in there doing stuff last summer, or 2 summers ago. But it seems to be in that niche where there's that group that doesn't get talked about a lot. The ones that aren't, let's say, a layer one, or a layer one in the context of how we looked at layer ones a year ago.
Yeah.
There's all this interwoven connectivity now that's not, you can't visualize it in layers anymore.
Yeah.
It has to be something else. And so if you see something like this happening, that tells me that, and again, not financial advice, but that, somebody's putting it in play basically.
Yeah.
And that there's probably going to be more capital coming just because of the people that invested in it. Because all the bigger investors then go, the first thing they look at is, hey, who's already invested in this?
Right.
And there's some good names there. So, this is kind of the one you find something early. This
look at their
this
LP
could do
pools,
okay.
which they call rivers under the category of adventures because it's called Huckleberry as in Finn. Their token is Finn. So they've got these rivers listed, but paying an APR for LP of 157%, 124%, and 80%.
So that's the protocol on Clover.
Well, yeah, I guess adventures is farming. Liquidity.
You see like about a 0.006 price on the Finn token.
Look at that. No volume, man. Like none. $811 in volume.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, do your own research on this, everybody, of course. And I don't own any tokens in that at all yet, but no. I might. But I saw something cool in the news too with they picked up some activity. You remember that British gilt scenario with the bonds and stuff?
Yeah.
That there was actually a big influx of BTC buying when people were dumping those bonds. And normally that money, I believe, would flow into dollars at that point if you were looking to get out of gilt exposure. And it probably didn't, partially because of dollar appreciation. It was expensive to go into dollars.
Right.
And it went into Bitcoin, a pretty significant amount. And I was like, oh, that's good, because that's what we want. When people fear chaos, we want the trigger move to be, oh, let's just dump the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be, let's go completely off the board, and
right.
say dollars or pounds or euros.
Right.
So I was really impressed by that. So that's a good, for me, in all this economic chaos, that's a good indicator that this is starting to pick up.
Yep, absolutely. Shizzy said the one thing he noticed about Polkadot's parachains, learn the unlock dates for the people who contributed to the original parachain auctions, because that's probably when you're going to get the dump. Speaking of Polkadot, my sister-in-law, I'll give you a little.
What was that about? I saw that. I was like, what the heck?
So my sister-in-law, she had a child. She had her daughter with a friend of hers, right? But he was active as her father, but he lived in Los Angeles and they lived in Las Vegas. Well, he had set up a trust for his daughter, and he was fairly well off, worked in the aerospace industry. So he had property in Los Angeles. He had, he was pretty well off. So my niece is pretty well off, but he also had crypto. So unfortunately, his biggest chunk of crypto was in Celsius. So she's got a nice big chunk of money locked up in that bankruptcy, but there were wallets set up on different chains. He was staking in a couple of places and had some things in other centralized exchanges.
Did he die? Did he die?
So he dropped dead of a heart attack
in
his sleep. And so 28 days ago, I helped my sister-in-law get everything out into another account and cashed out or whatever she wanted to do. Some of it she's keeping in, whatever. It was a sizable chunk of money. And then it came time for Polkadot. So 28 days ago, we installed the wallet on her machine, and she went in, and we found, after struggling with trying to figure out the interface, then we found a document that showed about, how to see the staking, how to connect, how to use the wallet, blah, blah, blah. Right. So then yesterday she had to keep it locked for 28 days after she unbonded it, or whatever the fuck the terms are. And she did that and unbonded it. And so yesterday we were just trying to figure out how the fuck to send DOT out of that wallet to her exchange, right? Binance US account. I got to tell you, it is the 28 days ago, I thought, well, this is just a complicated staking mechanism. Maybe that's the problem. It is not. The entire fucking wallet is a train wreck. The worst UX, UI in all of crypto. I mean, it is just pitiful. No other L1s need to worry about adoption if that's going to be the default wallet. Hopefully some of the other chains, parachains have their own wallets, which makes it easy to use for people, because if that's the experience they expect normal humans, much less, I got 26 years in friggin' tech, DeFi, crypto. I mean, I know how to navigate through difficult technical applications. and it is a total, yeah. So Polkadot is Polkadot is a disaster. Train wreck jip indeed. I mean, it's just, I have never seen anything so convoluted. So, concepts not even close to what people are used to. Payments here, you have to keep, if you don't keep enough Polkadot in a wallet, it can automatically get deleted. I mean, it is just a friggin' train wreck. Just the most piss poor UX in all of crypto.
My question is, Brad, with this, I look at like Dot and Chainlink in similar ways to me. They're always there. They're always involved in everything. They're always somewhere there. But I'm like, but what do they really do?
Well, Chainlink I get, but
I get Chainlink, yeah. But
Polkadot's just a bunch of L1s, right? I mean, everybody creates their own chain off of Polkadot.
But do these turn into like the Cardanos of the next cycle? That's what I'm trying to tie.
I think Polkadot's destined to.
Yeah.
Unless they fix it. Now, what Eamon says, he said there are other Polkadot wallets that are much better, but when you connect to the Polkadot page, it can take a long time to even load the page. He said the cull was their solution to the buildup of dust. Oh, that's, I guess, when they kill your wallet if you don't hold enough in it.
Oh.
I don't know. It is literally something that should have taken me 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, should have taken me 30 seconds to show her how to send those tokens. We were on that fucking wallet for an hour and a half last night. It is that bad. Just bad. Just train wreck. Now, he said, which basically makes one dot be the zero balance. Yeah, you have to keep one dot in the wallet or they'll delete your wallet. So I don't know. It's just, anyway.
I can see why they would do that. But at the same time,
why would they delete your wallet?
No, I'm saying if you got like whoever put the comment up earlier about the dust in the wallets, I got wallets all over the place with dust in them, and it's kind of like
I'd like to get the dust. They're keeping your dust. They're keeping
exactly.
The dust. They're taking the dust.
Or confiscate it and then dump it into like a winner take all pool and create a game around it where you basically can take the pot.
Give it to those that are staking.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything.
Maybe they do.
That's even better. I don't know. That's like something like that. Yeah. But you're right. If you can't figure out how to send coins in 30 seconds, Brad can't figure it out, then something's fucked up.
Yeah. Look, and they have multiple wallets for staking. You've got Stash and you've got some other convoluted shit. Now, I think that there's the possibility of somebody coming in and masking over all of that. I'm sure that's what these other wallets do. They just mask over all of that complexity and stupid concepts that, they tried to be clever. This is a common thing, right? Developers have their own concepts in their minds. And so they create all these concepts because they want to show how brilliant they are. I love developers. Don't get me wrong. I've just spent a lot of years steering developers to shit that actually works for humans. And so this happens when developers are unchecked, right? When nobody is saying, wait, hey, let's think about the humans, the normal people. And that's what Polkadot is. It's a bunch of guys who are brilliant and they didn't think about the human beings. So anyway.
Okay. And if you have Polkadot, if you want to hire Brad, his call sign is at B05 Crypto.
I will revamp that fucking wallet. Let me tell you.
Just send us a bunch of test tokens. I mean, real tokens to the show wallet, and we'll let Brad work for you.
Who's? What are you, my manager?
The show. No, the show. The show will let you.
I was glad to see Ye got fired by Adidas and his agent, so that's good news.
Well, he's just going too crazy, Well,
listen. I hope what this does. Look, I hope what this does is it makes him go get some help. Right. Because he already has had help and he's already had meds. He's just off the wagon. Right. Whatever's going on. I don't know because I can't speak to it. I don't know him personally, but he needs somebody to help him.
There's too many people making too much money off him. He'll never be able to escape it. And
Niblet says, why fix something stupid when there are countless non-stupid options available? Well, I think the underlying tech has a ton of potential. Cross-chain, sub chains, app chains, parachains, whatever you want to call it. I think there's a lot of potential in that tech. And it's, one of the original founders of Ethereum founded that and leads the tech innovations on it. He just resigned as CEO, but it has potential. It's just, they need somebody that actually thinks about humans. And I'm sure they've heard it from a million people over the years that it's a garbage interface, but
You know what we should do is we should merge Cardano and Stellar and maybe Polkadot into one company.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What would we call it?
We would call that Clash of the Egos.
Dead man walking.
So there was quite a bit of stir up yesterday. Apple first came out with a new policy for App Store submissions that basically sounded like no NFTs were allowed, period. Then they clarified that, yes, you can sell NFTs, but we're taking our 30% cut, but your NFT is not allowed to unlock other functionality, features, or content in your app. And you're not allowed to link to your website to get people to circumvent Apple's 30% cut. So everybody's up in arms about this. I have a very contrarian viewpoint of this that pisses off people regularly.
Well, yeah, you're an Apple fanboy, though.
Well, it's not just about being an Apple fanboy. I feel the same way about Android. I feel the same way about anybody that built the tech. You built the fucking tech. You built the audience. I have this device because I trust Apple to protect me and my family. I use the shit in Apple because I know their people screen the apps. I know that they have built technology to make sure apps can't fuck me over for the most part. So
you're pro this is what you're saying.
I'm not pro the unlocking part. That part I don't like. I think Apple should relent on that. I don't have any problem with them taking the 30% cut.
Yeah,
and what I say to, well, they're getting sued for it. Like they just lost.
But they're always getting sued everywhere for that.
No, but they just lost in court. They just lost in court over the 30% cut for the game makers that sued them.
Yeah, but that's going to go on for 5 more years, dude. I get your point, though.
Yeah. Right? So, but the point is this: they built this shit. They paid for it. They are the brilliant people that create an audience of people who are loyal to their products. You don't have anywhere to distribute your shit unless you go through Apple. So they should take whatever cut they want, and you should build it into your business model. That's just the bottom line. If you know your cost of goods sold is 30% of whatever you charge, then factor that into how much you need to make to keep your people employed and going, right? I mean, that's just the way it works.
Pricing strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just business. Like 70% margins. Seriously, people, you've written the code. All you got to do is support it and distribute it. 70% margins in any other fucking industry. Tell me.
Well, and you don't have to, like you said, it's there. It's marketed for you by Apple by being allowed in the Apple Store.
Yeah.
Right there. So you get so much benefit from that. You get all the benefits Brad just talked about. I never have had a problem with these because I'm like, if you don't like it, then build up your direct distribution off your website or something or some other channel. But you're going to pay these costs somewhere in any kind of marketing thing.
Yeah. Tell me you don't want to pay rent if you want a store in the mall with thousands of people walking by it every day? Really? You want that to be free? It's like, what the fuck?
I know. But, I do see the other argument a little bit that, look, if it becomes kind of the de facto, if it is the de facto go-to platform for app distribution, then eventually it morphs into a utility type thing, like public infrastructure. And I could see that being a valid argument downstream, but not out of the gate. I mean,
right now, Judge just ruled they're not a monopoly. I mean, you can't look at Google. They have a shit ton more users than in their on Android than Apple does. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking more about that once it's becomes like a commons kind of concept, then I could see where you could start extending those arguments better, but not yet. But my question to you was, like, if you have an app on the Apple App Store and you're bringing Apple like 50 million in revenue from your app being there, can't you just say like, hey, dude, 30% is a little rich, considering the same thing you charge these guys that give you no money?
No, they used to do deals like that, but I don't think they're
certainly not advertising.
They negotiate, and they don't have to. I mean, what's Apple's App Store revenue? I mean, it's like 50 million is a fucking
a day.
That's in the cushions of the couch in the lobby. Apple App Store, $72.3 billion in 2020.
The App Store?
That was 2020. Yeah, and it's grown. I guarantee it. It's more than that now. Yeah, I guarantee it's more than that, Mel. Now, the other side. So let's take that 72 million.
People go with Apple type apps. Is there any other distribution of those? Because I'm not an Apple person, so I don't know.
No, you cannot. You cannot add an app onto. The only way you can do it is with an inline web app, right? So if you have a web app, you can set up a web app, and people can add it to their homepage. But it's not accessing. It can access camera. Can access a few things, but it can't access all the inner workings of the phone, right? Because Apple wants to protect it. But you can do that, and you can distribute your app that way. It's harder because it's not in the App Store. It's not easy. People have to trust you to some extent, but it's definitely possible, right?
But then it comes down to, is it going to cost you less than that 30% to go do all the work yourself? And I'm going to say probably not. I mean, I think you just let Apple do the work for you and accept it, as Brad says, the cost of doing business. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Progressive web app, Niblet said, yeah, and that's what it is. So a progressive web app gives you better functionality because the interface elements are stored on the device, but it's still a web app, right? So you load it up, and it's got better functionality and power than you would if you were just visiting a website, capability, speed, but it has access to functionality on the phone, just not as much as you would get if you were installing via the App Store. So, anyway.
So what was the big point? What's the takeaway here, Brad?
The takeaway, sorry, I had to talk to my daughter. The takeaway here was that, fuck them. No, my takeaway is this. I want Apple to relent on NFTs unlocking functionality. Mm-hmm. I want that to happen. I want that to change. Otherwise, I think paying 30% for NFT sales is great. Now, the other big problem with all of this is they will not allow people to pay with crypto in these apps for NFTs. And so that also is something I think they're going to eventually have to relent on as well. But I think that's their attorneys. I don't think that's anybody but their attorneys. They also clarified some language related to exchanges, and they allow for selling and buying and sending for centralized exchanges, as long as the centralized exchange is a regulated entity. Otherwise, you don't expect to put your app in the store if you're, fly by night somewhere.
Seychelles. Whatever. Not picking on you guys.
Yeah. Nice. If you're not registered as a money transmitter in the United States, you're probably not going to be allowed into the App Store if you're a centralized exchange, would be my guess.
Yeah, I think that's a logical assumption.
That would be my guess. Oh, this is interesting. So North Rock liquidity providers, Hal Press, he said, these are rough numbers, but at current run rate, ETH is yielding close to 6% real yield, minorly deflationary, and for stakers is trading at an equivalent of 17x earnings. The merge had a massive fundamental impact. So Joe, I just wanted to show you this and get your thoughts on it. But it looks to me like, 6% is pretty good return for staking. Now he shows you the proof of work numbers, of course, which were significantly more, 739x, but mining isn't here anymore.
Yeah. I mean, look, I saw this I think you retweeted this right earlier.
Yeah.
I took a look at this, and what I was curious about is the proof of work ETH. That's on the new chain. He's not talking about before the merge, right?
This is mining pre and then proof of stake after. Yeah.
All right. Because I wasn't sure if you were making the argument, or if the writer was making the argument that this was after the merge and this is what happened to it versus, regular old ETH that we all use. I mean, these numbers, it's all about where they come from in my mind when I see something like this. But again, everything else I see is that ETH is deflationary now. I mean, that it is burning tokens. As to how the returns are calculated, the PE, I don't really have enough information for that.
He's saying 100 divided by real yield is how they're calculating PE. 100 divided by earnings yield. He says PE signifies how many years it takes you to recoup your investment, among other things. Same here.
Well, so
anyway,
I mean, look, it's obviously better if before we were getting 0.1% and now you're getting 5.8. What I don't get is the 739x multiple. I'm not quite. I don't see why he's highlighting that comparison when it seems to me that you're doing better
I think
now.
he just was. I think he was trying. Yeah, I think he was just trying to show the being an unbiased view of what it was like as mining versus staking, right? And what the returns were for somebody mining versus somebody staking. And, nobody expected the returns to be near what they were for mining. But I think what he's trying to do with this tweet is say he probably would have been better off just showing the proof of stake data, right? Because that alone is newsworthy, right?
Because anybody naturally looks at this, the first thing they're seeing is 739x. And then that's what everybody's like, what the fuck is that? And so, and then it because it's not really, that's not the number to look at. The number to look at is the normalized net income to stakers right above it.
Exactly.
0.1 and 5.8. So I would have cut the bottom of that chart off, the adjusted equivalent PE ratio, and I wouldn't have even shown it. Or the normalized net income would have been the bold one highlighted, because his case is that it's better now. And so, throwing it, because you look at that, you see 739x, 17.2x, you immediately think that the first one's better.
Yep.
But look, to me in DeFi, this is where the yields are going to be more often at, in these 5.8, 4 ranges, 6, 7 range. We're going to still find the, 3,000s and whatever in the new projects. But if you're taking a big stack of ETH and you're like looking at it like, okay, the analog is me taking money and investing it in a CD or something like that, or something that's got a fixed return or something to that effect. Then I look at this and I go, well, 5.8 versus, I haven't really done any CDs lately, but I'm guessing it's probably in the 2% range or something right now.
At the most,
yeah, that makes me think that this is better. Because people don't really dig through the numbers like this.
And here's the bottom line to me. If I'm getting 6% more ETH, 5.6, whatever it is, percent more ETH, my bet is not on how many ETH I accumulate. My bet is on ETH at $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, right? That's my bet. And I'm not expending a shit ton of money on hardware that gets outmoded, outdated. I have to upgrade, blah, 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 electricity and everything else. I'm just accumulating more ETH because I know personally, not financial advice, and I'm definitely not a financial advisor, but my bet personally is that eventually I'm going to see not only having more ETH, but I'm going to see having more ETH at a much higher price point. And that to me is the value of staking.
Yeah, no, and also key point, it's a one button push, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you got to, like you said, do all the work of getting rigs and running the operations and paying power and doing all of those things. And you're actually, like you said, getting 5.6% more ETH in quantity, right?
Yep,
we're not talking about price.
Exactly.
So then when ETH returns up into the 4 or 5, I mean, of course, we don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty friggin' sure it is. Or 10, not only do you have a higher price point, but you kind of have some built-in leverage because you're getting your returns in actual token quantity, not price.
Yep.
So as the price changes, that value just accelerates.
That's right.
And no headaches. I mean, look, if you're going to invest money, I mean, let's just say, call it an investment. I mean, you invest money in opportunities so you don't have to do the work.
Right.
So they do the work.
Right.
You don't want to invest in things where you got to then manage a bunch of personalities and things like that, and it takes so much time to maybe extract a return. You want it to be push button, one thing, boom, in 5.8% to me.
Yep.
And that's
Absolutely.
what I like.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
exactly.
Thanks for explaining that to me, because I didn't really get that first column.
B of A says gold versus BTC correlation signals Bitcoin becoming a safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
So Bitcoin's growing correlations with gold, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100 indicate that investors see BTC as a relative safe haven, B of A strategist wrote. So despite the bear market, they're basically saying Bitcoin's a good place to be, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it fits into the London thing we talked about a little bit earlier too, is that, you're definitely starting to see, now this is predominantly Bitcoin, We're not talking about, alts and things like that. But you're seeing that kind of safe haven move starting to happen in limited amounts, but
Yep.
it's starting. And so, what happens now is, all these guys are hanging out in the club in a couple of weeks, and one person's like, thank God I went into Bitcoin instead of dollars, or thank God I, did that instead of bonds. And everybody else is like, oh yeah, I had to go risk free too. And then they're like, well, what did you get over there? And it's like, oh, I'm up 42% or, 17%. And then all the other guys are guys are going to be like, well, shit, man, I don't know if I want to go all in on that, but maybe I should start putting a little bit on that side.
Right.
And so this is just overall, obviously that move isn't going to work if for some reason Bitcoin drops to 7 and then goes sideways for 5 months. But, I think that this is the kind of thing that people are talking. And so I think this is what we all want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What did Niblets say? Bitcoin is a good place to hide is different from BTC under $20,000 is a good place to hide. Yeah, I agree. But look, I think the upside opportunity is very strong. So.
Yeah. Look, I still believe there's the next big cycle coming. There's just so much. We're just off in the edges of the tech right now. So we don't, we're kind of just in the back of our mind seeing all the carnage, but we're also seeing all the new stuff. And to me, the new stuff kind of fixes a lot of the things that caused the carnage of the last cycle. Yeah. So, this is the kind of stuff that the big finance houses really, really like too. And that's just the finance related crypto stuff. We always forget all the other things going on in other industries that aren't finance. So anything like this to me, going BTC being a risk off asset to me is very, very good to hear.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. I agree. A lot of stories over the last few days about Reddit's NFT trading volume hitting an all-time high as wallet holders near 3 million. Think about that. Reddit is onboarded. Well, you got to assume some percentage of those wallets are people that were already in crypto, but they've onboarded 3 million wallets for their NFTs, their coins and tokens in the Reddit world. I hadn't even looked at it until last night, right? So I went in, looked, and when I clicked on the coin thing, it gave me a free coin and told me to give it to somebody else within 15 minutes, right? So they're very smartly teaching you that you will get rewarded if you reward other people for good posts, right? So I, of course, rewarded Niblets for the Uncle Joe Van post. And I'm finding this really interesting. So I want to dive deeper into what Reddit's doing. But here's the bottom line. You got a ton more people with wallets, people buying NFTs and their coins. You've got a nascent crypto ecosystem growing in one of the most visited websites in the world. Mm-hmm. And they're making it so people don't feel, they call them digital collectibles. They don't call them NFTs. They're shielding users from the shit that they claim to hate publicly. So that they get on board and then start understanding and seeing the value of it. And then the user can find out later on that it's a token, but you can transfer it out. You can, do the whole bit. So it's good.
So can you, Brad, in that wallet, can you put regular like Bitcoin in there too and things like that? Or is it just
I don't know, Joe. I absolutely do not know. And I haven't even looked at my wallet. Like I said, when I clicked on it, it just said, here's a coin, give this to somebody. And so I did, I gave it to Niblets, but I don't users can purchase such collectibles on Vault. Oh, it's called Vault. Well, let me take a look at it.
What I'm curious about too is how many people use Reddit? I guess I can just ask Uncle Google that one, but
yeah, Reddit, you could ask that. Well, in 2019 it was 2020 was 52 million daily active users. That was 2020.
Okay, this is August 2021, 430 million monthly active users and 100,000 active communities. It's one of the most popular social networks. Now, we're looking at ways back.
How do I get to my vault?
Sorry, I'm on another screen. How did what?
In Reddit. I'm trying to figure out how to get to my vault in Reddit. But I'd have no idea. Anybody have any ideas? Let me know. I'm under my username, but nothing there. Profile. Create avatar. Oh, is that where the vault is? I think that is where the vault is. I'm supposed to create an avatar. Oh my. Wow.
It's like interesting.
Okay.
48% of Reddit users are in the US. So it's got a good distribution across the globe, I presume.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is that, like we talk about Telegram and the Ton token and what it could do, because of the community they have. And we've talked before about, Roblox, just in those other metaversey plays, Roblox and Second Life and all of their visitors. I mean, it seems like here with Reddit that you could do something similar, beyond just, digital collectibles.
Yeah.
In the sense that with that community. I mean, again, if it's a trusted play, you're onboarding people that don't. I mean, how many people on Reddit do you think already use crypto? I guess that's the next question. Probably half.
Probably not that many. Probably,
but
not that
definitely
many.
20%, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
It's gonna be a heavier skew to crypto than say normal society, because it's going to be younger people and people that are already doing a lot of stuff online and doing social. So they're going to be more apt to be doing crypto. Okay.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So the first NFT, I guess, is your profile avatar. And they let you pick from these avatars and choose one. See, when you get that little orange thing, then it's a premium. So you got to pay for it. So let's just save this. It looks like Incredible's dead, which I am.
Yeah, okay, so that looks like a perfect one for you.
There we go. Now I got the Biden shades.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, I'm set. Okay, now what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do next.
Eyes?
There I am. There I am.
All right, look at you, man.
Look at me. But now where's the vault?
Maybe it is the vault. You were just in the vault. Wait, I saw the image down there where you just go back one if you can. Like right there.
What?
Thought I saw a thing in there where it showed like your NFTs where you would store them.
It shows my avatar.
Oh, and that's the banner image. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. But anyway, they're doing really well onboarding people to crypto. So good for them. Good for them. That's all I got today, Joe. Oh, what's that? A traditional Inuit tattoo. Yeah, I don't think that's what they were going for with that picture.
Well, the Inuit strip bar or whatever up in Kamchatka. I'm sorry, that's not Alaska. I'm just trying to think of some name. The Aleutian Islands. How about that? Look, let me just take a quick look at macro before we dial out. But everything
take a look at macro,
good.
Joe. Give me some macro.
Everything was looking good earlier. I mean, it still is. Europe up, equities. U.S. up. Europe's up. Yeah, they're up. I mean, FTSE was off a little bit, but DAX and CAC 40 were up. U.S. up. Nikkei futures are up almost 2%. Yeah, everything's looking good. And then Bitcoin, of course, is up, I think, 2.5%. And I think I saw ETH was up about 4.5%. So, nothing bad to report there.
Yeah, there's a shocker. Chinese stocks at an all new low. I'm in a private group in Twitter, and a bunch of these guys bought Chinese stocks a couple of years ago. And I'm like, did you not notice what they were fucking doing to Alibaba? And I mean, seriously, you buy stock in a company that can fucking be shredded by the government at any moment. I don't.
Well, people were chasing returns. Okay. But the thing is,
of course,
think about that versus crypto. Okay. You don't have any of the issues of regulation and capital across borders and all of that. You just bang the token and done. So why, to me, would you tie up money in a foreign country investment where you have all those hurdles to get back out? It just doesn't make sense. I know the yields were there, but from someone who's been in that game for at least 15 years, it's a house of cards, man. I would not send a single cent over there in any deal. Because, particularly now with Xi's coronation, you saw the Hong Kong markets have been selling off. They were off like 8.5%, 9% that first day. I don't know what they've done today, but, money's leaving. So what does that do? I don't know. But, the point is that the markets aren't comfortable there. Capital is leaving. I wouldn't be there.
Me neither. I hadn't heard this
with
story.
Money at this point. Yeah.
Vitalik tweeted out that somebody should name a project and call it the protocol. And so every time someone notable said the word "the," it could be seen as a promotion. So of course somebody created something called the protocol, and it surged 1,000%.
Yeah, well, see, there's an example of everybody wanting to chase something, and I think you have to always have in your mind that there's not going to be another Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a unique thing. And everybody who mined it, a lot of our viewers and listeners, hey, props to you, man. You saw it, you did it, you made a ton of money. But everybody who's shilling stuff now saying it's the next Bitcoin, they're just flat out full of shit. And so I think that you have to ignore that. I mean, the people get the hype. And I just don't think you can get there. I think you have to look at now people who execute, who have the right platform and the right products, or a longer term play on products that aren't financial, that are just, blockchain-y more plays with crypto. But don't expect to go from, 0.004 to, 20,000 plus on any of these new tokens.
Yeah. Can somebody explain to me why the fuck Snapchat can't make money?
I don't get that either.
My kids do 60% of their communication through Snapchat. At least. Another 20% through TikTok, whatever. How do you not fucking make money?
I think there's just so much saturation in there right now, and there's all these other little platforms too that
they use Snapchat. The ideal demographic uses the hell out of Snapchat all day long.
I think they're all on TikTok, though, to be honest. I think there's something
they are on TikTok, but they're also
you
on
get
Snapchat.
a longer video. You get a longer video reel, I think, on TikTok than you do on Snapchat.
These kids use this all day. There is zero reason they couldn't be making money on fucking Snapchat. I
would think so.
I mean, look, I'm not as smart as the guys doing it, so maybe it's just impossible. Maybe they should have done it sooner, and users are like, "Fuck, I don't want your ads." I don't know what it is, but to me, it's just astounding.
I'll see. I'll jump into a few of my Gen Z focus groups later on today and see if I can get the answer.
Yeah, check that out, Uncle Joe. You're gonna take the van out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go roll around the van. Play the ice cream truck music and see if I can solve the problem.
Hi there. I have $20 if you could answer a few survey questions.
Uncle Pervy over here and my wingman. All right, great. That's going to get us arrested fast. No,
you're the one with the van.
It's not mine. It's who designed it? Niblets. It's Niblets, man. I'm in Canada. Go find him. Straight north, take a left. And just go Niblets. No, look, I was talking to these guys a little bit a few years ago when I was doing the stuff with the Macromedia founders, and they have different features. Like Snap had this one that was kind of cool. It was I think it was called Cameos, which they came out with, where you could do different things, but it's all the variations of the filtering stuff. And I think that the kids that grew up on Musical.ly, which turned into TikTok and Snap, I think they've kind of outgrown all that stuff, to me. And I think they're moving on to other things versus just putting bunny ears on and things. At least my guess is that. But you're right. Look, you're carting the preteens up to adulthood in your platform, basically. That segment is the most valuable target market for marketers that exists.
Yeah.
It's the one you want. So how they can't get anything done that way that, isn't creepy on the privacy side, I'm surprised they haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
Because of being a private, but all of them
and our kids don't give a shit about privacy. They're all on TikTok and they all know that China's tracking them. They don't care. They don't feel like there is privacy anymore. That's really,
that's so cringy to me, man. I'm just like, just to me, I get it. If everybody shares it, but that sounds a lot like those, I can't even remember those rebasing strategies, 3 3s, whatever, what was the ones that were like, there were these like 3 numbers in a row.
Yeah.
And it was like everybody trust everybody and nobody sell. And it's like, oh yeah, we're all going to do that. And, so I think that, you kind of get those, just these mechanics that don't always work with the, what they started at. And it's hard to change that in midstream, as far as how you pick. But I thought Snap for business. I could see like, an enterprise, an ERP type module, but who competes with that? Wicker,
Facebook
Signal,
has a business model.
Telegram,
Slack. You can't. You'll never.
You're gonna get annihilated in that space.
Yeah. Unless it's all companies founded by 17-year-olds. That's.
Yeah, unless you could do something where you're marketing to the parents of kids, and you're like, look, we get it. You don't like it because you can't see what your kids are saying, but we don't allow any mining of data. Or if you want your kid to be protected from leaving shit all over the place, here's a subscription for you, $9.99 a month.
On a quick note, Bitcoin is up to 19,748 and Ethereum has cracked over 1,400.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go. We need a rally, man.
Well, we got a nice little all greens here. Only XRP is down.
But what's so funny too, just to hit on that theme, is that, you look at like now expectations for Fed rate hikes and, it's like, 75, but nobody gives a shit. It's not like everybody's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody's like, yeah, whatever. No, I mean, I just think it has to be dollar strength and that so much currency is flowing into the US markets and it's keeping the stock market up. But at the same, allowing people to rebalance if they have to, but nobody's panicking. And that's what I find, so surprising. And then we see rallies like, hopefully burgeoning here in our world, that are both tied to the market going up and tied to the market going down in different ways, as a hedge. So to me, we're kind of really starting to get where we wanted. So,
this is a chain I want us to take a look at. It's called Clayton, not today. But I just noticed they're ranked, their tokens ranked 70th with, 598 million in volume. Which one is which? Market cap is 598 million. Last 24-hour volume was 100 and something. And they're targeting, or they claim to be targeting, they're number 70. They're claiming to be targeting metaverse plays, but that's some serious volume for this token. I had their website open at one point.
What was the name of it in Clayton?
Claytin.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen that name around a lot.
Yeah. So the angle on this is that they're targeting easy to use. They have a new version coming out, metaverse targeting, entertainment and games, all focused on that. I assume they're kind of letting people build on it with, some kind of gaming engine or something. Niblet says, is this the moon I've heard so much about? I don't know what he means.
The moon?
Mean moon?
I don't know. Good Night Moon? Weren't you saying something about that? The book yesterday?
That was the other day. Yeah, that was yesterday. There must be something.
Oh, wow.
No, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Tokens Klay. That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very interesting. Maybe he means the overall price moon right now that we're mooning. Maybe that's what he means. I get it. Okay. Yeah, everything's up. Everything's up. Everything's up.
What is it? We're still in Poptober.
Yep. Yeah. What do we got? 6 days?
Yeah. Let's make a move. BTC 25,000 in 6 days.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's do it,
I
Joe.
hope so. Let's go, man.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Get the dark forces in play.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
Make this thing move.
Let's go. I'm all for it. Oh, Niblet says there's an extreme time delay on us. 100,000 incoming, Eamon says. Eamon's making the prediction. This is not financial advice. Eamon is not your financial advisor. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But depends on when, obviously. What's
Niblet says, let's fucking go.
LFG, baby.
All right.
Brad's channeling BitBoy.
Canto past EOS.
All right.
About to break 100 million. And let's see where we are. 3 million below Thorchain. Damn.
Look at Nears
awesome.
just getting gutted, man. Number 22.
Near
Look at
just announced that they are canceling their stable coin.
Oh, well, that's why all the friggin' liquidity is leaving.
Yeah.
Half of it's gone.
Yep. It's ugly. It's
What about
ugly.
Fusion? What are they doing? They're still holding in 139. All right.
Yep.
How's their boys at Phantom looking?
Down
Can't see it yet.
500 million, 499.2. But that's like 5x Canto is Phantom.
I know. That's what's cool. But, Canto has a growth story. Phantom's got to pitch a turnaround story now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
So, these clean, new, fresh protocols, that's where the action's going to be.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up, buddy.
All right, man.
Loved the participation today. It was fun. Eamon Niblets, Shizzy, and James squeal like a pig. I mean, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. You guys are awesome. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for sharing it with your friends. Please take 2 minutes, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We know that most of you listen to us in the car or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So please take that second and review us in the app. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, click the little bell to get alerts, notified when we have a new episode coming out. Thank you for participating there as well. Love you guys.
Yeah, and Brad's gonna be at the local Panera down on South Dixie doing 8x10 glossy autographs for everybody. If whoever wants to show up there.
That's awesome.
Squeal.
But then, I want to give a shout out to the Zero Vix guys because they took a clip of
When's he coming on?
No, that's Shardium.
Shardium. When's he coming on?
I don't know. There he's flying. But the Zero Vix guys, they took a clip of the show when we were doing the research, and they circulated and just bombed all over the place with likes and things. And the best part of that clip is at the bottom. It's got the little avatar of Shizzy Laser Eyes, and he's going real time DYOR or something like that. It's brilliant,
awesome.
man. I gotta tag you guys to that if you haven't seen it yet. But,
yeah, you should tag Shizzy on it.
Yeah, absolutely. He would love that one.
Absolutely.
He's living in immortality now.
I think this is it right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Live research. Gotta love it. That's awesome. That's
perfect.
Awesome. Love
All
it.
right, buddy.
Love it. Hey, buddy.
Squeal.
It's like Brad's getting fired up for his afternoon porn session, but watch out for the farm animals.
That's fucking great. All right, everybody.
Great show, dude.
Love
Great
you and
show.
appreciate you. You guys have a lovely day. Joe, have a wonderful afternoon.
You too, buddy, and everyone else. Good luck. Be safe.